how's everybody doing? Just fucking with you. Welcome to another episode of Complete BS. Yes, I've officially decided on the name Complete BS after all these months. Total BS, I think, was some other thing. I think there's like some sports show that has that name. And then Complete and Unabridged BS is the official name, but to abbreviate it and make it less confusing, we're just going to stick with Complete BS. That's the official name. Thanks for listening, guys. Bear with me, my voice is a little weak. I lost it about a week ago, and it's been gradually coming back, but feeling good. Things are good. How you doing? I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Been kind of out of the loop, but getting back into the podcasting solo game. Let's talk about what's going on with me. Just watched El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, and I really liked it. I thought it was very well made. I thought it was really good. I know it had some mixed reviews, and some people were confused. Maybe because they're stupid? I'm not sure. There were a lot of flashbacks and stuff, so I see how that could be like a little, maybe slightly confusing, but I thought it was good. I thought Gilligan did a very good job, and Aaron Paul, great as always. It was good. It was nice to get some closure. It wasn't totally necessary, I don't think, but I'm still glad that they made it, because any extension of the Breaking Bad universe I'm always happy about. So, good stuff overall. The Lighthouse. Gonna go see The Lighthouse tonight. The Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson movie. Pretty excited about that. I've tried to avoid any reviews on it and just kind of want to go in with an open mind and not really know what to expect. So, we'll see what happens. Sober October. We're almost to the end of it. I'm out. I just want to let you guys know. Sorry, I'm out. I don't know anyone who made it the distance and did the whole thing. I know you guys like Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura and Joe Rogan, they obviously powered through. But as far as our podcasting circle, St. Super kind of did a semi-sober October, but he still drank on vacation. And I did the same thing. I fucked up early on. I made it about 10 days and then or so. And then during one of the baseball games, I had a few beers, and then obviously went to Las Vegas last weekend, and drank like a fish, man. We did Vegas like hard. I did like a shit ton of drinking, partying. It was a great time. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret it. It was awesome. Had a lot of fun, but definitely did not follow through on the sober October. So sorry about that. Very sorry. What I'm gonna do is a no drink November. Anybody who wants to join, feel free. But I need it because I missed out on the benefits of a sober October. So I'm going to do that and set some fitness goals, things like that. I also want to do one of these every week up until 2020, and we'll see what happens. Because my follow-through on the podcast is kind of shitty. I mean, because it's still a young channel, so we don't have that many followers yet. So there's not as much incentive. There's nobody reminding me like, hey, we need a new episode. So tell your friends, let's grow the audience, get this going. But I promise you between now and January 1st, you're going to get one Complete BS episode each week. And hopefully you guys can listen to it at work or wherever, in the car, whatever. So that's the goal. No drink November. Work out 3 times a week. That's the goal. Still doing boxing. And one episode of Complete BS each week. And then St. Super and I still have the podcast, Soup's On, with Ben and Friends. Check it out. We just did episode 100, and we created a new channel for it. So check that out, Soup's On. You can just look up episode 100. Road Rage and Milestones was the name of that episode. And that's what I have going on right now in the podcasting and alcohol realm. As for the Vegas trip, man, it was fun. It was a good time. Drank a ton, gambled, won a little bit, which was pretty cool. It's a crapshoot though, be careful. Don't, plan on losing anything you gamble. That's my advice when it comes to gambling. It's like, if you spend $100, be prepared to lose $100 and be okay with that. Because if you lose it all and you get stranded, not fun. So I wouldn't recommend that, but gamble conservatively. It was a lot of fun though, great times. Went to the Neon Museum, which was pretty cool. I'd never been there before, and that had like the neon graveyard of all the old signs from back in the day in Vegas. And there was like the Sahara sign and They had the new Hard Rock Hotel guitar because I guess Russell Branson had bought out the Hard Rock. So that's there now, and they had a whole Tim Burton exhibit, which was pretty cool. So highly recommend if you're in Las Vegas, check out the Neon Museum. Check it out at night, clearly. I think you can still go during the day, but it's a lot more impressive at night. Let's see, what else did we do? We went to the Mob Museum. All the mafia history. They had like Al Capone's gun and Bugsy Siegel's shades and like the brick wall from the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and really cool. Don't want to tell you too much, but check it out if you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into mafia history or anything like that. It's a very cool museum. And the Mob Museum is in the old Las Vegas post office building, so it's a really, really big, substantial sized building, so it takes a while to get through. And one of my favorite parts was in the basement. They had a speakeasy, which was very, very cool. You go in, order a couple old fashions, and cute bartender comes up and she gives you a book. You open it up, it's got a flask inside. You pour it over some rocks. Oh man, pre-made old fashions. Very cool place. Very impressed. Like, that was a place that I wasn't really sure what to expect, but totally exceeded my expectations. Awesome place, very cool. Now I got to give a shout out to the Twin Peaks in Las Vegas. Oh my god. The hottest girls I've ever seen in my entire life at that location. And the best view. We were on the second story. Incredible view. Got to watch Game 1 of the World Series. Absolute blast. Absolute blast. Love that location. Definitely going to go back. Shout out to those girls. But yeah, really excited about the World Series right now. It's obviously the score will be different when you guys hear this because it'll be in the future when I actually post it. But as of right now, Nationals have won 2, Astros have won 2. Really exciting World Series. We'll see what happens. I don't really have a stake in the game. I'm not betting on anyone, but I am rooting for the Nationals. I like rooting for the underdog. So we'll see what happens. Game 5 starting right about now, actually. We're at 5, a little after 5 o'clock. So yeah, it should be starting right about now. So I'm going to catch that after we wrap up the podcast. What else do we have going on? Let's see. Halloween coming up. Halloween is on Thursday this year. So that means next year and the year after are going to be fucking insane because that's going to fall on a Friday and a Saturday. And then that won't happen again until we're all old. Think about that. So live it up. Live it up, guys. I'm not doing anything for Halloween. I don't know anyone who is. If you have a party, shoot me an invite. I'm very lonely. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't know anyone who's doing anything, so I guess I'll just carve a pumpkin and cry. I don't know. Anywho, this episode is brought to you all by Pops and Cookie. Check them out on Instagram and Facebook. If you have a Halloween party coming up, you want some great treats, some cookies, some cupcakes, some cake, whatever. You have an anniversary, you have a party, you have a birthday coming up. Pops and Cookie. That's POPSAND Cookie. Check them out. Well, it looks like it's time to read some mail. We have a whopping 2 messages today. Thank you guys for writing in. Let's see what we got. All right, this one is from Paul from Sacramento. It says, "Hi, Ben. I really like the podcast. You should consider doing video podcast as well." Okay, maybe. This one, I don't know if I will, because it's so convenient with the microphone, but maybe if I have a guest, I'd be down for that. Throw some video podcasting. Okay, I will consider. Okay, let's read Paul's message. "Here's something I want you to weigh in on. My lovely girlfriend of 7 months is great. However, she and her ex-boyfriend had made plans last year to go to Hawaii together and purchased the plane tickets in advance. Oh, jeez. She told me she didn't want to waste the money or the ticket, so the two of them went to Hawaii together. Fuck. She FaceTimed me once and sends the occasional text, but that's all. She and her ex fly back this week. What do I do? Let it go or say something? Would appreciate any advice on this weird situation. She's very loving and says that they are only friends now. It's just tough to accept knowing their romantic past. Looking forward to your response. Love the podcast. Add video, you lazy fuck." Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Very aggressive at the end there, but thank you for the message. Yeah, buddy, that's not okay. Your girlfriend flies to Hawaii with her ex-boyfriend while you're dating her. Were you even invited? It's not like a friend thing. It seems like a couple thing. It seems like that guy's stealing your girlfriend away and you're being a little cuck. That's what it seems like. Not okay. No offense, Paul, but that's not fucking okay, and that's not how guys roll. We don't do that. You don't let an ex-boyfriend come in and take your girlfriend away to Hawaii. And they're still gone? Like what the fuck are you thinking, dude? No, you got to draw a line in the sand. You got to be like, no, that's not okay. You're my girlfriend. You're not flying off with this dude who you previously used to fuck. No way. Because you know what they're doing on vacation? Probably fucking. Like, I mean, yeah, unless you're okay with that, you fucking wacko. But I'm just saying, that's not okay, dude. Not okay. When she comes back, I would just like have all her stuff packed up and be like, hey, see ya. Have fun with douchebag boy, because that's... I mean, he's won. The guy's already won. He already took your girlfriend to Hawaii. Yeah. And if she's down for that and doesn't see how that could bother you, then she's an idiot and she's not the girl for you. That's not okay. Yeah, fuck that. I would dump her immediately and tell both of them to enjoy their time together and tell them to fuck off. That's what I would say. Sorry to be harsh, Paul, but that's the way I see it. That's not okay. That's not cool. It would be one thing if you all knew each other, if you knew him and you knew her, and you were going on the trip, and it was like a friend thing, and you know, he was going with other friends, and you guys were going, and you and her were staying in the same room. Oh, okay, maybe I could wrap my head around that potentially, but the two of them ditching and going off to Hawaii, no, definitely not okay. Hope that helps, buddy. Dump her, move on. You deserve better. Stand up for yourself. You deserve better, definitely. All right, let's check the next message we have here. One moment. Okay. This one's from Omar in Aurora, Colorado. Hello, Ben. What do you think of Joker? Heath Ledger's performance in Dark Knight was my favorite, but I think this takes the cake now. Thoughts? ? Also, would love to hear what you think about Rob Pattinson as new Batman. Omar. Thank you for writing in, sir. Joker, I absolutely loved. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It was great. I loved seeing DC actually produce something dark and serious instead of Justice League, which was trying to emulate the Avengers. I really enjoyed it. It was a good, dark thriller. It was very psychological. It was very artistic, very gritty. 10 out of 10 for me. Loved it. Probably my second favorite movie of the whole year, I would say, so far. Yeah, great job. Joaquin, tremendous job. Thoughts on favorite Joker, though? I could agree with you on Heath Ledger being the best. Also, the difference is you got to see him play back and forth with Batman, and that's where the Joker really shines. And in this one, it was still tremendous, and you didn't even see Joaquin do any back and forth with the Caped Crusader. You saw him interact with, spoiler alert, you saw him interact with young Bruce Wayne, but you really didn't see Joaquin's Joker interact with Batman, so it's hard to gauge, exactly where they fall and who's the best. So, yeah, I mean, gun to my head, if I had to pick, probably Heath Ledger, but I also really loved Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He had a great take, loved it. Then I would say Joaquin, and I honestly, I loved Cesar Romero, though. I mean, as campy as the original Batman is from the 60s, the Batman TV show and the Batman movie, Cesar Romero did a great job. He was fun. He was a fun, zany portrayal of the comic character. But yeah, if I had to pick, I would probably say Ledger, but they're all so good, man. It's tough, and Joaquin did a fucking tremendous job. 10 out of 10 for me, man. Fucking loved him. He also says, what do I think about Rob Pattinson as new Batman? Totally fine with it. I think Robert Pattinson's a great choice. He's a tremendous actor. If you guys haven't seen any of his serious stuff and you're still on the fence about this decision, I think it's a great choice if you watch The Rover, Lost City of Z, Good Time, and then I'm really curious to see how he is in The Lighthouse. But he can do drama. He can do serious. And he's not all sparkly Twilight Edward, He's he's an actor that has range, and I'm excited to see him take on the cowl, so to speak. So yeah, those are my thoughts on those questions. Thank you very much for writing in, guys. If you listeners would like to write in and keep the conversation going, there's an email in the description box. Send questions to Ben over to me, and maybe, just maybe, I will read them. Thanks for writing in, guys. Alright, so my next segment, I want to do a breakdown of my top 10 favorite movies to watch around Halloween time. Now, a couple of these are like all-time favorites, and some of them are arguably just not even particularly Halloween movies, but they're just creepy thrillers. Anyway, it was hard to compile a top 10. It's very difficult because there's so many movies that I love. But I thought I'd take a stab at it, and stab. Knife, death. Okay, so number 10, The Shining. One of my all-time favorite movies ever. Not just to watch around Halloween time, but I feel like I always end up watching it around October. The Shining, what more can I say? So much has been written and said about it. One of the best films ever. Absolutely love it. Number 9, Halloween 2. I almost feel Halloween 1 and 2 are kind of... I mean, they're clearly connected. It takes place, like, within the same 48 hours. But yeah, I love Halloween 2. I think it's one of the strongest ones of the whole franchise. Number 8, Rear Window. Jimmy Stewart, Alfred Hitchcock. If you have not seen this movie, watch it tonight. Rear Window. Great fucking movie. Jimmy Stewart's a photographer, and he gets injured, and he's wheelchair bound, and he ends up occupying his days and nights looking out the window and being a little bit of a peeping Tom. And not in like a perverse way, really, but he just starts taking note of what his neighbors are doing. And he lives in this apartment complex where across the way he can see all the windows of his neighbors. And he starts noticing in particular one neighbor, some suspicious behavior. And I'm going to leave it at that. But definitely check it out. Rear Window is one of Jimmy Stewart's best movies and one of Hitchcock's best movies. And fun fact about that one, look up the production behind it. And they actually built the whole neighborhood and the apartment complex inside a gigantic soundstage. And they dug into the dirt and actually made the soundstage bigger than it normally would have been to house this gigantic environment, this gigantic set. Really cool stuff. Check it out. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Number 7, tough choice, but I'm going to have to say Zombieland, the first one. Just fun. Just great rewatch value on that one. Love Woody Harrelson. Love the cast. Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Number 6, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Classic Freddy Krueger. Man, that movie, I remember that freaking me out as a kid. Like, that was like, you can't sleep? He's going to get you in your dreams? Like, holy shit, what a great premise. Great execution, just that fun 80s campy horror. Absolutely love it. Number 5, American Werewolf in London. Oh man, An American Werewolf in London. One of my all-time favorites. One of the best werewolf movies, if not the best werewolf movie ever made. Absolutely love that movie. It's kind of funny in parts. It's kind of campy. It's strange. It's a strange movie, but I absolutely adore it. Great film. And I watch that one pretty much every Halloween. Or, in October. Number 4, and this is tough. The top 5, I mean, these are all great fucking movies. It's hard to pick number 1. But number 4, I listed Predator. The first one was Schwarzenegger. I love that movie year-round. But I guess technically, it's a monster movie. So, yeah, Predator is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. And one of Arnold's best, if not his best. Like, that's... I can rewatch Predator a million times. Love that movie. Number 3, American Psycho. Again, one of my favorite movies ever. Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman. God, absolutely fantastic. And if you haven't read the book, read the book. Bret Easton Ellis is absolutely tremendous. Just a genius. I'm not a huge reader, but anything Bret Easton Ellis writes, I just feel like I can read it in like a week. It's like great reading material, very descriptive. And American Psycho is no exception. And it's actually a little bit different than the film. It actually has a completely different ending. So check it out. But yeah, that one's a tremendous film. Number 2, I chose The Mummy. 1999. Brendan Fraser. Just one of the best films ever made. The closest thing we ever got to another Indiana Jones installment, I think. Yeah, The Mummy is just, whether it's Halloween time or any time of year, I can rewatch that at any point. Just like Jurassic Park. Oh, I forgot Jurassic Park on the list. That's another one. Let's throw that in as a contender. Jurassic Park as well. All the good Universal stuff. And my number one, I chose the original 1978 Halloween by John Carpenter. It might be a little cliche, but you're asking me about Halloween movies. Halloween is my favorite. That's my number one. There's something about the very first one that was just so low budget and great. The soundtrack that John Carpenter created, the kind of gritty, gosh, I don't know, they were just spooky shots that he set up. There was a lot of emptiness. And just like the empty streets and the eerie soundtrack and the leaves blowing and the sidewalk and every once in a while catching a glimpse of Michael Myers creeping around a hedge, looking at Jamie Lee Curtis. That movie is just eerie in the best kind of way. And I think it really set the tone for future slasher films and kind of showed them how to do it. That's my top 10. Well, 11 if you count Jurassic Park. Go ahead and comment on your top 10 most rewatchable Halloween movies. But those are mine, and I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Now let's take a look at the news, see what's going on. Now, if you get a chance, you have to look up the video of Tony Hinchcliffe dealing with a heckler. It's one of the most beautiful comedian teardowns I've seen in a while. He's just so smooth, man. Tony Hinchcliffe is such a funny motherfucker. And there's this girl that gets triggered in the audience, and she gets upset because he makes a comment about Helen Keller. He makes a joke. Go figure, a comedian making a joke, right? And she gets offended because she says that she works with special needs kids, or used to. And she mentions that like multiple times. You can tell she's just a drunk chick, shouting. And Hinchcliffe handles it with such expertise. Look it up. Look up the video of Tony Hinchcliffe dealing with heckler after Helen Keller joke. Super smooth. Okay, that's what I have for comedy news. Tom Segura just came to town recently, and I missed him. I was pissed off. I love Tom Segura. Next time around. I am planning on going to see Daniel Tosh, though. Tosh is coming in about a week and a half, something like that. Would love to go see him. Also on the concert calendar, Marilyn Manson. Going to see Manson in exactly 1 week, actually. Going to go see Manson. Looking forward to that. Seeing all the beautiful people. Alright, let's take a look at news. See what we got going on in the news here. I guess we can just go to Google News. Let's see here. If anyone actually gets all their news from me, I'd be so happy. You'd probably be very misinformed and totally lost with current events, but it would be hilarious. Okay. Joker laughing at $850 million as Maleficent 2 nears $300 million, and Terminator Dark Fate unlucky with $13 million offshore. Oh no. So Joker reclaims the #1 spot on the box office charts. Doesn't surprise me. Like we just talked about, Joker was great. Wow, 850 mil. It's like Bill Gates, that's what he keeps in his mattress. That's impressive, dude. Maleficent 2. Don't really care. But, clearly people do. It's making a lot of money. Terminator Dark Fate. Does not surprise me that it's not faring well. It just looks like shit. As much as I love and respect the franchise, the Terminator franchise, and would be excited to see Arnold in it, from what I saw from the trailer, it just does not look very good. The graphics look like shit. Even James Cameron as a producer just doesn't convince me, But whatever. I'll probably see it when it comes onto like Netflix or Amazon or something, but aside from that, I'm not going to waste my money and go see it in the theater. I can already tell it's not going to be good. Ben Affleck visits ex Jennifer Garner's house after relapse. He owned his mistake. Oh man, I would just go visit Jen for any reason. She's fucking amazing. Elektra? Oof. Elektra and Daredevil. Yeah, I guess Ben's drinking again. Ben Affleck, that is. Us Bens, we just can't stay away from the Jennifer Garners and the tequila. Boy, Ben Affleck got some babes, man. He got Jennifer Garner as his wife, had kids with her. And Then he was with J-Lo for a really long time, too. That ass. He's an ass master. Affleck. Let's give it up for Ben Affleck, everybody. Ass master. Love him. Renaissance masterpiece found in French woman's kitchen sells for $26.6 million. I always love that. They always find it like, oh, here's the Mona Lisa over the shitter in Prague, you know? Here's a masterpiece found in French woman's kitchen. 26 mil, no big deal. It's like just hanging above her sink, you know? Ridiculous. I need to find a French masterpiece. Oh, well. Scrolling through the news. Best celebrity Halloween costumes of 2019. Oh, we got a peek at those. That's news, everybody. Alright, the source here is Harper's Bazaar. Kate Beckinsale is dressed up as Audrey Hepburn. And her boyfriend, who looks like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite, is dressed up as Elton John. That seems to be a big one this year. People dressed up as Elton John and Freddie Mercury. Oh, Kate Beckinsale, such a babe, man. Yeah, look it up. She's it's on her Instagram. She's dressed like Audrey Hepburn. Looking good as always. Cindy Crawford. She's dressed as some disco chick. Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake. Jessica Biel is dressed up as... Let's see. Oh, Biel dressed up as Timberlake during his NSYNC era. That's clever. While her husband plays a giant microphone. Yeah, he got the short end of the stick on that one. But he gets to bang Jessica Biel. So, good for him. Nina Dobrev. Don't know who that is. Lisa Rinna transforms into Jennifer Lopez's iconic Versace moment. Oh, that's lame. You gotta dress up like another celebrity? Come on. Paris Hilton, dressed up as a whore. Oh, she's not in a costume. Never mind. That's just her normally. Yeah. Isa Gonzalez channeling Maleficent. Laverne Cox. Who's Laverne Cox? Sounds like a porn star. She's dressed up like a slutty cat, looks like. Not sure. Alright, enough of that costume shit. Okay, so let's do some closing thoughts and wrap it up because I want to go watch some baseball. Closing thoughts. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she was saying... We were talking about the movie Hereditary. My bad. Hereditary. And that movie freaked me out, man. It was disturbing. But she was saying that that's necessary. That's something that they have to do. They have to make movies more shocking, more grotesque, and more terrifying, because the olden days, the 70s and 80s even, the campy horror just wouldn't hold up anymore. It wouldn't work. So we were having a little debate about that, and I disagreed, though. Like, I think there's a place for horrific and kind of gruesome movies, but I think there's also still a place on the market for campy horror. I think that's always fun, and I think, the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween-type vibe movies that are a little scary but a little fun as well should never go away. But I also think a big component of their success was the era in which they were made. So I don't know if you can replicate that. I think Stranger Things tries to replicate that a little bit and capture that lightning in a bottle, and sometimes they're successful and sometimes they're not. But I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. I think the time in which it's made is a critical component, but I don't think the fun should ever be taken out of campy horror movies. And I definitely don't think everything should be like Hereditary, because that was excessive, in my opinion. Let's wrap it up with some recommendations. My movie recommendation, El Camino on Netflix, the Breaking Bad movie. Very good. Music recommendation, yesterday on vinyl I got Nirvana Unplugged in New York on LP, and Purple LP, which is pretty cool. It was an exclusive from Target, and I thought that was pretty badass. So, iconic concert. If you haven't heard it, you're crazy. And my last recommendation, if you find yourself in Las Vegas, go watch some sports at Twin Peaks. Love that place, the Vegas location specifically. And go to the Neon Museum. Super cool, great place to check out. Go get drunk in Vegas. Have fun, party safe. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. We'll talk soon. Happy Halloween, by the way.